Hi guys, and welcome to the Black Consciousness Movement channel, now the Traore Army, and I'm just so excited about what's going on in the continent of Africa, obviously, but just in general in the world. We talk about Traore visiting Moscow and so on, and just for him to stand with Putin in that kind of way, because we all know how Putin has been pushed aside by the West. And now with Traore, obviously, we are now realizing that even Putin that we were made to hate, we are now wondering, we are reassessing our knowledge about what we know about Putin and even Russia, because if they almost make us hate Traore, whom we know is really innocent, he's just doing the best for his people, then we need to reconsider these people that they hate, Putin and even the president of China. And you are beginning to wonder, how many leaders have you been kind of convinced against that they are bad, right? So welcome back. Today is Sunday. Happy Sunday, obviously, and happy Mother's Day to all the women. I said that on my other channel. And today we are going to talk about how the divided states and the divided kingdom are making headlines for all the wrong reasons. So welcome back. This is Jehovah, by the way. So like I said, the divided states and the divided kingdom are making headlines for all the wrong reasons. First of all, the divided kingdom has apparently disapproved Malema's visa, and we definitely very much know what's going on there, because I have been reading and kind of looking at some videos and the comments of what people are making and so on. And apparently one of the reasons they declined the visa, obviously we know that they're not telling the truth when they say, oh no, not enough time. But looking at some of the comments and so on, there's these specific comments that I was reading. I don't remember where I would place it here if I got it. But it's all about, Malema was very rude and very racist when he was speaking in Oxford, I think 9 years ago. And I'm going to put the video here so that you can make your own conclusion, because I'm like, seriously? I don't understand. Some white people just surprises me, for me to know that, don't they get it? Because when you look and listen to what Malema was saying at that summit, or whatever they call it, it was just honest thing that we have been colonized for a long, and because of apartheid, this and this happened. I mean, I'm not gonna probably go into details, but you're gonna listen to Malema and, decide for yourself what you think. Because I feel like it's almost what they are doing to Traore. It's almost like any black man that stand up and speak against colonialism and imperialism and all those, kind of powers or superpowers, if I can call it that. It's like we are being put down that, oh no, it's almost like they create a phrase to kind of discourage you and demonize you, in kind of towards the public and so on. But we are obviously now getting it. So listen to, the interview that they're talking about, apparently where Malema was racist.
We come from a country where students are fighting against white supremacy and a capitalist system that has divided our country and excluded the indigenous people of South Africa and Africa as a whole. It is the students of South Africa, following the speech of the EFF in Parliament of South Africa, that demanded that Rhodes must fall. They do not say Rhodes must fall because of their hatred of white people, but they said Rhodes must fall because they hated what Rhodes represented: a white supremacy, a system that projected white people as superior and black people as inferior, a system that subjected black people to a situation where they were denied education so that they can be suppliers of cheap labor. We're refusing to bow before imperialism and colonialism. We want a total control of our own country and our own land. We in South Africa, black and white, we coexist as people. When we fight colonialism, we do not fight white people. We come from a bad history of apartheid, where white people have exploited us for far too long. Yet, we have extended a hand of friendship. There are many others who are still refusing and still wanting to act as if we live in the apartheid era. Those do not deserve to live amongst those who want a united South Africa, black and white. It is of their own problem. We are not going to be an international home of racists.
Now, I don't know what you guys think about it, because after listening to that, Malema is just putting very real points. Because we need to know that South Africa right now is one of the most unequal society on earth. Like unequal, like crazy. If you want to watch a movie called Silverton Siege, I don't know whether it's still on Netflix, then you'll know what they're talking about. Because South Africa is one of the most unequal society. This is the place where 90% of the population who are black has to scramble for 10% of the resources, while 10% of the population who happen to be white actually have 90% of the resources. How unequal can that be? Like, I don't think like you can be more unequal than that. South Africa is very, very unequal up to this moment. And that's why I'm wondering when people are talking about, the Land Expropriation Act that came recently, where they're like, oh no, they're gonna take land without compensation. And I'm just wondering, like, are we okay? Didn't you guys took land some years ago and actually kill our ancestors? But now we are only taking land. We are not killing you. We are not, doing anything. We are not like, I don't understand. Even when we look at, President Mugabe, right? There's an interview that I saw about President Mugabe because he has been blamed for so much things. And I would not go into details about, the whole thing of what happened, but one of the things that I saw was that he says that we don't have a problem sharing land with white people. I mean, if you have one farm or even two farms, we don't have a problem. But why would one person have 35 farms and the people that are working on that farm are black and you are staying in Germany because maybe the weather in Zim is not good and you don't want to give up all the other farms? And then when Mugabe did that, and obviously in that sense of takeover, because you don't want to give the farm, killing happened, right? I'm not excusing what Mugabe did, but also people need to know that when there's a takeover and somebody happened to die, why is it only that the other person, maybe the other person didn't directly come and kill you? There was a fight because you were fighting to let go of the farm. You have like 35 farms, and I say, give us 33, remain with 2. And you are fighting for it, and in the process, you die. And then Zimbabwe was obviously sanctions, as we know now.
Do you consider white Zimbabweans to be Zimbabweans?
Those who are naturalized and have citizenship, yes.
Those who've been living there for years and years and years?
But historically.
Right.
Historically,
the people who
have a debt.
Historically, they have a debt to pay.
Yes, the land, they occupied the land illegally. They seized the land from our people.
Look.
And therefore, the process of reform, land reform, involved their having to hand over the land. We agreed upon this with the British, by the way.
But they're citizens, aren't they?
Citizens by colonization, seizing land from the original people, indigenous people of the country.
But how did that all go so
approve
wrong?
That?
So sometimes we need to rethink, especially with what's going on with Traore, with that US general wanting to create, like this wrong narrative just for Traore to be attacked, or even for the divided state to actually invade, Burkina Faso. Now we are beginning to even rethink about even Mugabe, because there is so much narrative that has been created about Mugabe. But after listening to that interview, I'm like, you know. Anyway, that is, you know, like, you know, I'm coming from what I was talking about, why Malema was not, you know, allowed in the divided kingdom. Did I say the divided states? No, I'm talking about the divided kingdom, actually. Now let's look at the divided states. The divided states has this, like, and I don't understand, there's some arrogance in, you know, how these people talk. I think they have been long allowed to say whatever they want. You know, and this is a problem that I have, right? Democracy, obviously free speech, but if it's somebody else who does or say the same things, then apparently they want to shut this person up. I don't get that. So the divided states, and I'm going to place the video here, where, you know, one of the leaders, you know, says that they have now, I think, agree with Kagame, Paul Kagame, the president of Rwanda, that they're going to send some of the most despicable people to Rwanda.
We are working with other countries to say, we want to send you some of the most despicable human beings to your countries. Will you do that as a favor to us? And the further away from America, the better, so they can't come back across the border. I'm not apologetic about it. We are doing that. The president was elected to keep America safe and to get rid of a bunch of perverts and pedophiles and child rapists out of our country. Here's something else we've done. We stopped giving student visas to people who are coming here to burn down our universities and take over libraries and harass people. Why are we giving student visas to people who are coming here to create disruption? And we've taken away the student visas of people that have come here to do that. It's simple.
Now, when you look at the word despicable, I don't think it has to do with, oh no, you've overstayed your visa, or, you know, like, maybe you came to the country illegally and so on. Despicable, I don't think it's associated with that. Despicable, it can be compared to someone who's very, like, very unpleasant. Somebody who came, you know, like, with maybe, like, illegally in the country. It's not that unpleasant. Like, you can describe that person as despicable. That's for sure. Despicable has to do with some even criminality into that, if I have to say that. Are they sending criminals to Rwanda and Paul Kagame is okay with it? Because I don't understand how somebody will come out, you know, like, just loudly voicing out that we're going to send some of the most despicable people to another country, and that other country is proudly receiving whoever those people are. So I don't understand what's going on. So yeah, so the divided state is proudly announcing that. And I think the divided state has been really been the focus now with all this Traore thing going on, with a lot of things, a lot of laws that they are banning this, they stop this aid and they stop this and whatever, and all those things we associate them with really, really kind of the truth. Even when it comes to South Africa, apparently, oh no, they are banning South Africa because of this and this happening. We know it's because South Africa is actually the only African country that stood with you know, the people of Palestine, which obviously now we know that every time when you stand with the people of Palestine, you are now regarded as anti-Israel, which is not really the case. So I'm beginning to, like, really kind of going back even into history, into the people that we have been told that even when I look at India Amin, I know India Amin, I know. Let me not even go further. I'm talking about how I even view Gaddafi back then. I was skeptic, but at the same time, the information that was coming about Gaddafi was, he's a bad man, he's killing his own people. But yeah. So you know what? The next video, I think we're going to talk about democracy. Like, I know I talk about democracy kind of with other terms, but now it's going to be democracy, and I'm going to have to use other videos from other people.